Right now, everybody is looking at how to improve Social Security, whether it's through current provisions that we put into new bills, whether it's through existing bills trying to make them better, or potentially just reworking the Social Security Administration and to make it more efficient so we have better customer service. Today, we're going to discuss what the Social Security Administration is doing. We're going to discuss what certain lawmakers are proposing for Social Security to make it better, but also to increase benefits to all Social Security recipients. So today, we're going to discuss those things. But first, before I do, all I ask is one thing. Takes 2 seconds. Go ahead, hit that like button if you enjoyed these daily updates. And now, let's begin. So why are so many people frustrated with Social Security? Well, it's simple. We continue to see adjustments and enhancements and modifications to every other program out there. But Social Security has been pretty stagnant for decades. That's why people are calling for changes now. But look at this. This is how things are actually accelerating. This article from the Washington Post says how Doge's grand plan to remake Social Security is backfiring. I want to show you this. I actually want to read you some of this article here. It says right here, the U.S. Doge Service, or Department of Government Efficiency, arrived at the Social Security Administration this year determined to slash staff and root out what it claimed was widespread fraud and wasteful spending, a mission Elon Musk's cost-cutting team has pursued across the government. It says, but as of this week, many of the major changes Doge pushed at Social Security have been abandoned or are being reversed after proving ineffective, while others are yielding unintended consequences and badly damaging customer service and satisfaction. The problems come as the agency struggles to cope with the record surge of hundreds of thousands of retirement claims in recent months. Now, we have heard, the new report says Social Security has seen 276,000 applications, okay? A spike of 276,000 applications, okay? Over the first 10 months of this fiscal year. That's a huge increase. That right there, again, this is a spike of almost 300,000, okay? That is concerning because we're at the same time, Doge is actually laying off employees from the Social Security Administration. We're actually seeing their phone services are getting somewhat of a hit. They're trying to push more for using their online service, their web portal, and some people just don't have access to it. But why is this important? Well, it's important because what the Department of Government Efficiency was doing was trying to make Social Security more efficient. Get rid of fraud, get rid of wasteful spending. The issue that the Department of Government Efficiency had was they would need full access to all pieces of information. All of our personal identifiable information, they would need access to it. That's not something that they want. And that's where there's been pushback. That's why it is going to be almost impossible for any government agency to find fraud and wasteful spending if they don't have all the information. Now, the Social Security Administration could try to do this in-house. However, it's going to be rather difficult, especially as we have seen layoffs. And based off what the White House is asking of the Supreme Court, they want to pretty much have the green light to lay off thousands of employees. That could make matters worse. Now, I want to show you something else. Because we are still getting a push from certain lawmakers, one of which is Representative Larson. Now, one of the reasons why I'm bringing this to your attention, okay, I want to show you what everyone's trying to push right now. It's this one. It's from John Larson, okay? It's the Social Security 2100 Act. Now, I've shown you this before, okay? It's nothing new. Things haven't really changed here. This is actually from his website. But here's what they're asking for. It's to increase benefits 2% across the board. This is going to go to all Social Security beneficiaries, okay? 2%, increase it. Next one, increase the cost of living adjustment. Well, it's essentially improving the cost of living adjustment because they want to go from the CPI-W to CPI-E. It's mainly for the elderly. This will see a slight increase. Now, here's the reason why I'm showing you this, okay? And again, there's a few other things I want to show you as well. It wants to end the 5-month waiting period to receive disability benefits. For many people on disability, they can't wait 5 months to receive part of their income. It's just too long. They need the money to survive. Yeah, especially when people are living paycheck to paycheck, it makes sense to get rid of this. It increased benefits by an additional 5% for the most elderly who have been receiving benefits for 15 years or more. Okay, so those are just some of the things. And again, I just wanted to highlight a few. Here's the reason why. Right now, the Trump administration is proposing a provision in the One Big Beautiful Bill that's going to increase the standard deduction for seniors or people over the age of 65. They want to increase it by $4,000 per year, and really per person. Well, here's the reason why I'm bringing this to your attention. This says no tax on Social Security benefits or a $4,000 senior bonus. How do they compare? Well, here's the thing. No taxes on Social Security benefits. This is going to help every single person that files taxes, which means you have to make more money, and then you would get more money back, or the benefit would be larger. So no tax on Social Security benefits really just helps out people that make more money, so the people that are well off. The $4,000 senior bonus, that helps out lower and middle income households. That's the reason why they went with that. However, how do we pay for it? Well, let me show you a couple things. This is how the pay-fors for Social Security 2100 Act. It says, ensuring millionaires and billionaires pay their fair share by applying FICA to earnings above $400,000 with those extra earnings counted towards benefits at a reduced rate. Okay. Here's the interesting thing. Are we going to pay taxes of earnings over $400,000? I don't think so, because Republicans are not going to go for this. If we are going to tax millionaires and billionaires above, that make over $400,000 per year, if we're going to do that, based off what we've seen this past week, especially when Republicans rejected President Trump's One Big Beautiful Bill and that plan, they were saying that no, there's not enough to pay down our deficit. We need more of that money to go back to pay down our debts. We need additional cuts to Medicaid and to other government programs. That's what they were asking for. So do I think we're going to have more money pulled from millionaires and billionaires and given to people on Social Security? No, it's not going to happen. Not yet, at least. Then the next one. Closing the loophole to avoid FICA taxes and receive a lower rate on investment income by adding an additional 12.4% net investment income tax only for taxpayers making over $400,000 per year. Again, do I think they're going to close that? No. Again, how are we going to increase taxes, but yet we're not going to pay down our debt? That's what everyone's concerned with. And so the reason I'm bringing this to your attention right now is because there's more bills as well that do propose sending more money to Social Security recipients. But again, it's being discussed, it's on the table, but is it going through? Not yet. Look at this one. It says new bill raises Social Security benefits by $2,400 per year. It says the Social Security Expansion Act adopts CPI-E for COLA and subject all income above $250,000 per year. Look at this. It increases the net investment income tax by 12.4%, applies the tax to certain incomes not already covered by payroll taxes. Now, why am I showing you all this? Again, I'm showing you this stuff because it's simple. The big question everybody has is, how do we pay for it? The question isn't, will this help? Because raising the Social Security cost of living adjustment, or how it's calculated, which would essentially bring an increase. This is a no-brainer. People want to do it. as far as raising benefits because it hasn't kept up with inflation. Okay? People want to do it. Lawmakers want to do it. As far as really enhancing the entire program, including more people, right? Not raising the full retirement age, potentially even lowering the full retirement age. Is that something we could do? Yes. But how do we pay for it? That's the thing. How do we improve Social Security? Well, that's where what Doge has done, that's where this comes back into play. Because right now, what people are saying, and what experts are saying, is that the Department of Government Efficiency is going to be pretty much pushed out of the Social Security Administration. The Social Security Administration, and again, their new director, has to find a way to deal with the changes that have been made, but essentially roll some of those back, which means we are going to see better customer service very soon. Okay, it's going to take some time, but we will see it very soon. The second thing, we are going to see some of these certain locations that were closing down. Again, they're going to be, well, some will be shut down. There's nothing we can do about that. But those people that left that facility and going somewhere else, again, it's going to become more efficient. It's going to become better. Okay? But we are seeing at this time, there are people that are being called back. Okay? Certain employees are being called back. Nope, don't go. Can't go yet. Come on back. Work. Let's make sure we can fix all these issues first before you go, before you leave us. Not only that, people that are on social, or workers that work for the Social Security Administration inside their office buildings are being told to put in some extra hours, work some overtime, because we need to fix this. We were pretty much handed this bad card. We need to fix this first. We need to approve more benefits faster, get people through the queue. We need to get people in and out of the door faster, right? Our turnover needs to be quicker. We need to be able to answer their questions. Phone calls need to be shorter, but we need to be very efficient. We need to be precise. We're going to see what happens. But what I can tell you right now is everybody's looking at ways to improve Social Security. The only thing that's holding it up is how do we pay for these improvements? That's it. So once they can come up with an agreement as to how to pay for these things, which again, I bring this to your attention because the one big beautiful bill that President Trump is trying to push through, this one is going to give us a good indication of what Republicans are willing to accept. Are they willing to accept that millionaires and billionaires will pay a little bit more in taxes in order to accommodate the lower and middle income households? Possibly. That's why we need to watch this. So again, the improvements to Social Security look like they're coming, but does this mean an increase? I don't know. We'll find out soon enough. But that is what we know as of today. So again, thank you guys for watching. Consider subscribing, and I'll see you guys on the next one.